I need to buy socks because all of my socks currently look like this. The only problem is I really don't want to buy socks because there's like 40 other things that I would rather spend my money on. So in an attempt to purge that, I guess, like to just get it out of my system and try to pretend like I'm buying the things I want to buy when really I know I'm just gonna go buy socks. I'm gonna just like walk you through my current wish list and show you a bunch of the things that I wish I could be spending my money on right now, and I'm trying not to impulse buy. And maybe you'll find it and maybe you'll impulse buy it. And I guess that's like almost as good as if I get to impulse buy it. It's not. Like I'd really rather just go buy all of these things myself, but we're trying to be responsible. We're trying to be fiscally, financially responsible and in charge of our own lives. And so in light of that, I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff that you could buy. If you're trying to be responsible, maybe like you just like leave right now. Otherwise, if you wanna find some really cool vintage things, stick around. And I'm just gonna warn you right now, there is going to be zero rhyme or reason to this. This is not organized. I have not broken any of these things into categories. We're just gonna like one by one go through these and look at some cool vintage stuff together. Starting with this little 90s pink top that I want in a way I can't really justify. Like I don't need this top. I have a like silk satin tank that's in a very similar shade of pink. So I really don't need this, but that's not stopping me from wanting it. It's just so pretty. Like this shade of pink I think is so fun and feminine, and like just wear it with a pair of jeans and it just like feels really cute. And then the little ruffle sleeves, and it has these like little bits of beading on the sleeves too. The neckline is so pretty. Like there's so many things about this that are just really great. And yeah, I've like come this close to buying it about 14 times. I also really want this 1920s ostrich feather bag. The fact that it's round, it's a circle, is just like testing my willpower in a way that like I'm not prepared for this test. I didn't study. I really don't need it and I really don't have a use for it. I have other bags that serve the same purpose as this, but it's really cool and I do want it. Okay, in a similar vein, we have this 20s ostrich feather bag in this like really pretty like bottle green color. I love this color. I don't know, it's kind of like a new color to me. It's obviously been around for a long time, but I don't feel like it's a color I've appreciated. This like almost teal kind of green. I really want to wear it with navy blue. I feel like this shade of green with navy blue would be really pretty together. And like a little navy blue sweater and some jeans and some boots. And then we just have like a little pop of teal green feathers. Honestly, if this bag wasn't $300, I might have lost my battle against it. But it is $300 and that's currently what's stopping me. Ooh, okay, we also have these sterling silver mid-century modern earrings that I think are really cool. I have some like silver hoops that I wear all the time, and I have very recently been wanting to wear or own, I guess, another pair of silver earrings that aren't hoops. And these feel so perfect. The shape is really cool and interesting. I haven't really seen something like this. They kind of look like fruit or like little squashes. Squashes? Is squash plural? Or is squashes plural? I don't know, but these look like squash. And I think they would be really pretty to wear. I like that it has that little like dangly bit at the bottom, so you'd have like a little bit of movement. And I do feel like I would wear these a lot. I would like have these for a long time. I would wear these a lot, which is making it harder not to put them in my cart right now. This video might be a bad idea. I'm just gonna be looking at all of the things I wanna buy and listing all the reasons that I should buy them. This video is a terrible idea. Whew, this is really gonna test my willpower. All right, I might as well show you this little 60s lace slip. I would wear this as a mini dress. I wanna wear it with like a cute little strappy sandal and literally nothing else. I think it's just very pretty. I love the color. It's navy blue. I love the little like lace trim and the embroidery. And it's in this like, it looks kind of like a butter yellow. And I just think that color palette is very nice, like navy blue and a little creamy butter yellow. And then it has these like two tiny little slits on either side of the skirt with like a tiny little bow. And the hem is scalloped. Just like, it's a very good little summer dress, I think. The thing that's stopping me with this one is that the seller previously had it listed for $50. When I first saved this, it was $50, and then they raised the price, which just like, I don't think I would spend $100 on this anyway, but it's also the principle of the thing. And shipping, I think, is like more than $20. So I'm like, it's gonna have to go on sale in order for me to scoop this one up. Oh, but this I might lose the battle against. I am really fixated on owning one of these like articulated rhinestone panther brooches. I first discovered it through Jaleel Johnson, who, if you don't follow him, you really should, because his style is incredible. He like mixes things in a really interesting way, and like just, yeah, his way of combining things is really cool. So give him a follow. But he has one of these brooches that he wore on like the shoulder of a blazer. And that's what's really cool about these, because they're articulated, like literally all these little pieces move. So you can wear them like draped over something and it will contour that shape. And they have like two little fastening mechanisms at different points on the brooch. So it like holds it in place. So it's not gonna like flop around on your shoulder. And I just really love the idea of wearing this on a sweater this fall. I want to wear it on like an ivory sweater and just have my little like panther friend keeping me company. I will say there are lots of these. You can find like leopard versions, tiger versions. I've even seen like a few geckos. So there are lots of these, which is helping me to not feel like scarcity pressure. But I really, really want one of these, and I really want one for fall. So there's a chance I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna wait for one to go on sale though. I don't wanna buy one full price. Oh, another good fall thing. I've been really into funny little hats lately. I don't know how else to categorize them. They're just like funny little hats. This one is like a souvenir hat. I love the shape of it for starters. It's like a little beret meets a Hershey's Kiss, and it has this like little pom-pom on the top, which I just find so delightful. But I also really love the embroidery. Like it's this chunky yarn embroidery on top of this like wool felt. I mean, it has like tiny little people on it. Like they're so cute. The colors are really fun. Just the whole like energy of this to me is like very delightful. I'm a very big fan. And my vision for it is to wear it like instead of a wool beanie. I wanna wear it with like a big chunky wool overcoat. And instead of a beanie, this is my little winter cap. There's a few others that are kind of similar. I did also find this like 1930s one that has this soutache ribbon design. And I think it's so cool. Like the burgundy wool as the base of this with this like pastel ombre ribbon. I really like the way that the color of the ribbon like changes throughout the design. And I just think this is like, I think these could be a cooler, more interesting alternative to a beanie. I don't know how well they would stay on your head. Like they look like they kind of sit right on top. But I have seen a few brands do these like really dramatic ribbons to like tie it under your chin. And you could very easily add something like that to a hat like this, which I think could actually be kind of fun. it's like already a really playful, almost silly accessory. So adding like more silliness doesn't seem like a bad thing, you know? On the topic of accessories, I recently came across this like Victorian bracelet that like, this is hand-carved horn. It's Victorian. It's very old. It's meant to be a snake. And I know that the person who made this was not, I assume, making a joke. But the eyes on this snake, they're googly eyes. And I'm really obsessed with it. I think it's like both cool and in a way beautiful while also being funny. And that combination of things is very dangerous for me. That makes it like, it's my kryptonite. It's like totally and completely irresistible. My only saving grace here is that I don't wear bracelets that much, but I'd wear this bracelet just for the joy of looking down at my wrist and seeing those two little like eyes looking up at me. Another good accessory, these 1950s aluminum cat eye sunglasses. Look how cool. I have never seen a pair of silver glasses like this before, and they're aluminum. They're actually metal, but then they also have these little bits of blue enamel in the corners, and the aluminum itself is like etched. If you look really closely, let me find a good picture. If you look really closely, you can see that there's like literally a little dainty pattern etched above the eye. Oh, I just think they're so cool. They are $285, which for me, for a pair of sunglasses, feels a bit steep. Also, sunglasses can be so hard. Like, how are they gonna fit my face? Are they gonna look cute on me? Or are they just cute in concept? And the fear of spending $285 and them not being cute on my face, the fear is helping me here. The fear in this context is my friend. All right, this next one is a little out there. I just, for whatever reason, I don't know where this came from, something in my brain has been very drawn to vintage marching band uniforms, which like, I'm not really gonna wear a vintage marching band uniform. Like, that's ridiculous. But there's an energy about them that I find very appealing, very charming, very like fun and playful. And I was already feeling that way, but then I came across this 1940s marching band jacket, and I don't even know what to do with myself. I think it's so cool. The color of it, for one, it's this like marigold yellow orange. The embroidery and like, oh, the typography on it is so good. And my favorite part, obviously, is this sleeve detail. These like two crescent moons and this like cougar, mountain lion, panther, I'm not sure, this wild cat. Like I said, I don't even know what to do with myself. I love this jacket so much. The real honest truth is that I don't know how I would style it. I have a hard time imagining myself like reaching for something like this over and over again, which I tend to not. Sometimes I will buy things that I have no idea how I'm going to wear it. I just know I need to have it and I'll figure it out. But often, if I can't really envision myself wearing something, I don't really know like how I would wear it with any of my existing clothes, I will hold off. If you follow Heather Hurst, another really good fashion follow, she has this whole concept of inspire versus desire, which is the idea that like you can see something and really admire it and appreciate it for what it is. And that's different than actually wanting to own something and it being something that you're going to like use and wear, and like it's going to be a more meaningful investment. And this jacket makes me think of that philosophy. I think I find it very inspiring, but I don't know that it's something that I need to own. I want to own it, or I want to like enjoy it. But maybe looking at it is enough. Maybe talking about it and sharing it with you is enough. and maybe one of you will buy it, and that will make me happy. If one of you does buy it, that would be very fun for me. And on that topic, I am just gonna point out that I have noticed that none of you have bought the airbrushed trout gym t-shirt yet. And I have a bone to pick with all of you. I know it's out there. I know this is a ridiculous shirt, but surely one of us has to own this. One of us has to take the plunge here and figure out if our styling hunches are right or not. So one of you needs to figure that out. This is still on my wish list, and I have noticed that it's remained available. So just gonna throw that out there. Back to new wish list items that we haven't talked about before. This next one is gonna be a little trio, and the vision is to wear all of these things together. Starting with this vintage Ralph Lauren shirt from the 90s. I don't usually go for things that are like mass produced but are made to look handmade. So like this obviously is made to look like someone took a Sharpie to it, but it's definitely printed on there, and I'm sure that there's more than one of these that was made. Usually that's not my thing. But something about this shirt I'm just finding really delightful. I love that it's a fish club. I like how oversized it is. And the vision for how I would wear this is as a swimsuit cover up. I wanna wear this over a little bikini and have it like just come down to like mid upper thigh. And then I wanna wear it with this necklace, which is made of little semi-precious tumbled stones. And I think the colors of this are really fun. They're like earthy and saturated, but then you have these like little pastel pink moments, and then the silk cord that they're all strung onto is this like really pretty pistachio green. And it's like very short. It's almost like a choker length. And so I think it would look very cute with a little swimsuit and that Ralph Lauren shirt. And then I want to wear all of that with this Belize crochet bag. The colors of this, that like, I mean, there's so many colors, but that like off chartreusey green, the like super bright yellow, that like very muted, almost brown purple. I think it's really fun. And I think the combination of that Ralph Lauren shirt and that stone necklace and this bag and a little bikini would be adorable. I don't know where I'm wearing this to, presumably on some really extravagant, exciting, fun vacation, but I know exactly what the outfit looks like. Okay, this next one is this is a good one. This shirt is too small for me, which is why I haven't bought it, but it is so pretty. It's from like the 1950s, 60s. It's French, it's pure silk, and it is like, the embroidery on this is next level. Look at this embroidery. Look at how ornate that is. I don't understand how anybody even made this. It's so beautiful. This is a thing that I find both inspiring and I desire it. I feel like I want to wear it and I want to be in its presence just so I can appreciate the amount of like skill and craft that went into making it. So if this happens to be your size, you should buy it. $60 for this is a really good price. And this is like very timeless. You could wear this forever. There's also this shirt from the 90s, which has a little buffalo or bison, or actually now that I'm looking at this, I think this is meant to be like a bull, like a matador bull. I don't know. It's not important. What is important is the cut of this t-shirt, which is that it's long sleeved. It has these nice thick cuffs and like a tiny bit of a mock neck collar, which I love on a t-shirt. I'm a crew neck gal in general, but this little like mock neck situation, that's something I really like about motocross jerseys, but I rarely see it outside of that context. And I think this shirt is really cool. The colors are also nice. I like the like purple and yellow situation going on. And I am in the market for a long sleeve white graphic t-shirt. I have a lot of black long sleeve graphic tees, I would like a white one to throw into the mix. And this is currently a contender. I also love this like checkerboard patchwork sweater. It feels very And Daughter to me. If you're not familiar, the brand And Daughter makes some really amazing knitwear. I own a couple of their sweaters and they are so high quality. They're like cozy and comfy. They're 100% wool, but they're not like itchy. They're always like cut really beautifully. And to me, they're like a true investment piece. It's like totally worth it to save up your pennies and have a really timeless, classic, beautiful sweater. But this color palette feels very like in their universe. It feels somehow both like classic and timeless and really fun and playful. And then I really love that the neck and the hem and the cuffs are just that like cream ivory knit. The ribbing on all of those details is also really pretty. And I think I've mentioned this in a past video, but I really love when you can see the actual stitch of a knit. Like when the yarn and the gauge that's being used is thick enough that you can see every individual V that is literally how the sweater was made. So very big fan of this little patchwork sweater. Another sweater I have not been able to stop looking at is this 70s like oversized cardigan. I just think the colors of this, kind of like the last sweater, the colors of this are really fun. They're so bright and vibrant and in your face, and some of them are almost like neon, and it just feels so 70s in a way that I really love. I want to wear this in my mind with like a pair of denim cutoffs and a t-shirt and sandals. Like very laid back, like it's a summer evening and I'm having a glass of wine by the fire outside on my patio. That's the vision for this sweater. The sleeves look very long, like too long. And my arms aren't that long, so I think it might be like proportionately challenging for me. But if you have long arms, if you're tall, you should consider this because I think it's really, really cool. Another thing that is just out of my budget is this 1920s beaded top. I think it's so beautiful and cool and like kind of a basic in terms of, I don't know, I think it would be really easy to wear. Like you could literally just throw this on like you would any other tank top, but it obviously is much more interesting and special than that. It has beading and rhinestones, and if you've been here for a minute, you know how I feel about a rhinestone. I'm a sucker for a rhinestone, and in particular, a vintage rhinestone when they're this like really pretty like champagne pewter color instead of like modern, overly bright white rhinestones. I would honestly have already bought this if it wasn't $400. It's probably worth $400 because of how old it is, because of the beading, because of the condition that it's in, but I just don't have $400 to spend on a rhinestone tank top that I don't need. Okay, and now we're gonna pop over to eBay for a second. We're gonna leave Etsy for these last few pieces, and I'm gonna talk to you about these Masonic sashes, which I discovered through the vintage seller Lucia Zolia. I don't know. If you don't follow her, you should. She sources really amazing things. The things she sources tend to be a bit on the expensive side, but it's a really great way to like expose yourself to a lot of categories of vintage things that you might not discover otherwise. She has really excellent taste. And she posted one of these sashes that she had styled as a belt, and that like did something to my brain. I want one of these so badly to wear over like a simple black minimal midi dress, just like a simple slip dress with this sash slung like low at my hips. I think the fringe would just be so beautiful and it would give like a very beautiful shape to the dress. And then you have these big tassels in the front, which just feel very fun to me. There's like a quality of this fringe too, where it's gold and metallic, but it's also a little bit chunkier. So it just there's something about it that feels like metal to me. They look almost like little, like tightly coiled springs. And I just want to experience this on my person. And speaking of both belts and that vintage seller I was just talking about, just really, really obsessed with this chunky gold link belt. The vision for this is very similar. I would want to wear it over like a black, simple dress, right at my hips, like slung really low, not at my waist, but like low, so it kind of accentuates that hip shape. And then again, this one has those two little tassels, which apparently is something I'm into, that I had not previously known I was into. All right, I'm gonna stop myself. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna quit while we're ahead. And while I still feel like I have self-control, going through some of these things definitely made me want to buy them more, which was not my goal. That was not the intention of this video, but alas, that's where we are. So do me a solid and go buy all of these things so that I can't, and then I will have no choice but to buy socks. Like a responsible adult who should not accept wearing like hole-filled socks at this point in her life. I probably need to do some like introspection there. I don't know, it's just like, it's not fun, you know? And like all of these things are fun. And so do I want to buy the thing that's like responsible and useful but not fun? Or do I want to just buy the things that I'm like, give me like a little, they make me feel alive, you know? Socks have never made me feel alive. I don't know. I'm gonna have to unpack that. We're gonna have to do some reflection. And while I'm doing that, you can go do all the shopping that I wish I was doing instead.